Good afternoon. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me here today at whatever time you join this video, this live stream, whether you come in and join me now, or you may be watching it back on the replay. So if this is your first time joining me, my name is Angela and welcome to my channel, Time Out with Angela. So what do we do here? Well, I share with you my best tips to live a healthier life, to improve health, and ultimately to lose weight. So I've been on my journey now for 5 years and I have lost 115 pounds to date, which is 8 stone 2 pounds. So yeah, so on this channel here, I like to share with you my journey, my top tips, my thoughts, my ideas, and just share information that may help you. I am following the Weight Watchers plan, and that has really helped me to this point to lose the bulk of my weight. But I'm using what I've learned from Weight Watchers to almost fly on my own a little bit, to build my confidence around a healthy lifestyle so that I don't have to follow Weight Watchers strictly, but I still follow the healthy habits that I've learned over the years, and that has stood me in really, really good stead. So yeah, I'm building my confidence to live a healthy lifestyle and see results whilst enjoying my life thoroughly at the same time. So yeah, so that's what we do here on this channel is I do a little bit of cooking, I do some shopping hauls, we talk a lot about weight loss matters, weight loss topics. I also share once a month my weigh-in results. And at the moment, I am trying to stream to you live, do the live stream once a day to just get that momentum going. If you've got any questions about the weight loss journey, maybe about your journey that you need any help or support with, then just reach out to me. I'm here to support and help you. You can find me over on Instagram at Time Out with Angela. I don't use that account a lot, although I am going to start using that. So feel free to join me there. But you can also join me over in my Facebook group, which is Time Out with Angela in brackets group. And I also got a new Facebook page, which is also called Time Out with Angela. And the idea is I'm on this journey. You know, everything in life is a journey. I'm on this journey of getting better at learning different platforms. So I started doing my lives on YouTube, then I've moved to StreamYard, which you could see here. I'm using that platform today, but yesterday I downloaded another platform which is going to enable me to live stream on multiple platforms. So on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, so different platforms. So I'm learning all of these things. So bear with me as I learn them all. And I'm also learning to improve my lighting, my camera, the audio. Yeah, it's all a journey, so do bear with me. I can see I've got a couple of people with me, so good afternoon to you. It is great to have you with me today. Thank you so much for being here. So today I do have something very specific that when I do my lives, I do like to come in with specific content. I do like to have a chit chat, but also very, very specific. And today I'm drinking my tea out of a new mug. This is Little Miss Naughty. Yeah. Which is Here Comes Trouble. So I picked this one up in Aldi maybe about 2 years ago, and I tucked it away in my cupboard because I've got hundreds and hundreds of mugs. And I came across it last night, and I thought, you know what, going to pull it out and start using it. So here we go. So we've got regular tea here today. So I'm just going to have a little sip. So how are you? How are you? I hope your day is going well. I hope it's going well for you. So today, I've got very specific content that I want to share with you, and this is around healthy lunches. So maybe about a week and a half ago, I did a live and we talked about healthy breakfast ideas. So if you've missed that, then feel free to have a look in my schedule with my lives or my videos and check that out. And I talked about different ideas for breakfasts on the go, breakfasts that were going to be filling and nutritious, and also packed with that nutrition that is going to support you for a long time throughout the day. So today we're going to be talking about lunches, sharing some lunch ideas that might help you. And then next week we will look at dinner, some healthy dinner ideas. And the week after that, we'll look at snacks. So lunches, I tend to think of lunches in a couple of different categories. And when I say lunch, do remember that this is just a broad category. The lunch, food is interchangeable. Nobody says you have to have X, Y, and Z for lunch or for breakfast or for dinner. No. So I'm going to give you lots of ideas. But, you might choose to have these maybe for an evening meal or for first meal of the day or at a brunch or even a smaller portion as a snack throughout the day. Okay, but for the purposes of this, I'm going to talk about them as being lunch ideas. So when I think about lunch, I like to break it down into a couple of different categories, because it's a huge topic. It's a huge area. So I like to break it down, and I've got my notes here. So if you see me looking down, I've got some little notes here that I've written, just so that I capture everything I want to share with you today. So I think of lunches I'll share with you my categories. First is wraps and sandwiches. Then I think of things that you could that's hot and that you could cook either if you're at work or at home, and those are things like jacket potatoes and soups as well you could warm through. I also think of categories such as salads, different types of salads, also pasta dishes, and there are a lot of people love pasta and love to have pasta as part of their lunches, and also poke bowls, which is it's on the rise. People are talking about poke bowls. So and of course salads. So we're going to talk about I'm going to share with you some ideas in each of those categories. Now, as I said, I am following the Weight Watchers plan, but you don't have to be. These ideas will work whatever plan you're doing. Even if you're not following the plan, these will absolutely work for you. And they're just broad ideas. So I'd love to know if you have any specific things that you have for lunch, or anything that works specifically for you. Do feel free to let me know. Pop it in the chat. So wraps. Who doesn't love a wrap or a good old sandwich? And I've grouped these two together because the filling that you pop in a wrap easily works in a sandwich. So either, and when I say a sandwich, it could be like a roll, it could be a cob, it could be a baguette, anything like that. So any filling that goes in bread can also go into a wrap. And the world's your oyster. Your world is your oyster. You can have I things that I like tend to be chicken based or fish based, so that protein. So I like things like barbecued chicken, just nicely. So I will often cook through a chicken breast, slice that up, layer that in a wrap with maybe some veggies, bit of sweet corn, some lettuce, and obviously got to have some sauce with it, maybe some barbecue sauce, something like that. And that will work really well in a sandwich, in a cob, in a baguette, anything like that. But if I'm putting that in a wrap, because when you're wrapping it, the worst thing you have is for all of that filling to spill out. I'll tend to shred that chicken, tend to shred it so that it lies flatter in the wrap, so it's easier to roll up and things don't fall out. So and things like tuna fish works brilliantly because it's already flaked. Or maybe something like salmon. Again, you're getting that protein. It's going to be really filling and nourishing. That in a wrap works beautifully. Of course, if you want that vegetarian option, then things like beans as well can work really well. But with something like beans, I would tend to mash them down. So if I've got like my black beans or my chickpeas, just mash it down and then spread it on, roll it up. Beautiful, it sits beautifully. But of course, if I'm putting a filling in the sandwich, then having those chunks of chicken will work equally, will work really, really well. So having sandwiches and wraps, and if you are following the Weight Watchers plan, you could just type in wraps or sandwiches into the app, and up will come lots and lots of ideas. I'm just going to do it for you now. I'm going to type in wraps and see what comes up. And I mean, they've got like nearly 13,000 recipes on the app, which is fantastic. So just have a little look in their recipe section. So we've got wraps. Oh my goodness, there's loads. There's like a grilled chicken Caesar wrap. How delicious. That's only 6 points if you're tracking your points. They've got a tricolor wrap, very Italian inspired. So that's got feta cheese, the tomatoes, and that looks like lettuce. So you get that white, red, and green colouring all in a wrap. Another idea that they've got on the app is creating a wrap in lettuce as well. So if you wanted to go really light, didn't want to use the points, then using lettuce leaves and things like Little Gems, their lettuce leaves are brilliant for making those wraps. But also if you want a bigger wrap, then like those Remain lettuce leaves, fantastic. So if like, you know, you're thinking about eating on the go, say you've got appointments or you're out the house or you're at work, then having your wraps, maybe like those lettuce leaves layered in one container, and then in another small container you're filling, and then it's just easy spooning it out of the filling out, popping it into the lettuce leaf, and just eating that. Lovely, absolutely lovely idea. They've got things like black bean and avocado wrap. So again, that avocado, you know me, I love avocados. So that avocados is going to be high nutrition, really good in all those macronutrients, but also mixing it with that black bean. So again, perfect alternative if you don't want meat. If you go meat free, if you're vegetarian, vegan, that is absolutely delicious. If you want to have something a bit more decadent, maybe lamb, having a lamb wrap. Lamb's really expensive. So it's going to probably be a really, really nice treat if you're going to have that. Another alternative is a turkey, apple, and smoked cheddar wrap. I think this is a lovely, lovely idea. And I think the idea of the apple with cheese, Really delicious. Or do you know what? Even something like Stilton cheese with pear would be absolutely delicious. And I would probably swap out the turkey and have chicken instead. I think that is such a lovely, lovely idea. Oh, piri piri chicken wrap. Oh, who doesn't love piri piri chicken? And that is so easy to do. You know, you can even buy the piri piri sauces. So you could just cook a plain chicken breast and then drizzle the piri piri sauce over that. Be delicious. Or what you could do is marinate your chicken breast in the piri piri sauce and then cook it, so you've got all that lovely flavor coming through. You could also get the piri piri as a seasoning rather than the marinade or the sauce. So, you know, you could just sprinkle some on if you wanted to over your chicken. I think that's a lovely, lovely idea. And then just wrap it up with maybe some spinach or some lettuce leaves, and maybe a few other salad ingredients, maybe some not tuna, maybe some sweet corn or beans. Chickpeas would be really, really lovely with that. Or how about a bacon and egg avocado wrap? How lovely would that be? So again, and this would be a really nice one if you wanted to take something for brunch and you're going to eat around, you know, 11, half 11. That egg bacon avo wrap, it sounds delicious. So many. Oh my goodness, you got spicy barbecued fish wrap. How delicious is that? You could do wraps with prawns as well. Maybe even like, again, this is another idea for brunch, is maybe that sausage. If you like your sausages, you know, cook your sausages beforehand, slice them up, pop them in the wrap. How delicious is that? So many, you know, the world's your oyster when it comes to wraps. Absolutely loads. A BLT wrap, your bacon, lettuce, and eggs wrap, your prawn wraps you could put in there. It's coming up to Chinese New Year. You could even take, you know, like those. So two ideas I'm thinking of is you can get your duck. And you can have those pancakes that, you know, you can buy a kit with the pancakes in. That is a lovely, lovely wrap idea. Or if you didn't want that, just get the duck, slice up some cucumbers, maybe a bit of noodles, and put that in, say, like a larger wrap. Slice that up. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. That is going to be. Chicken Caesar wraps. Veggie, you can have a veggie chili wrap as well. A caprese wrap with the tomatoes and pesto, which, you know, the world is your oyster when it comes to wraps. And as I said, whatever wrap, filling you put in a wrap can also go in a sandwich. It could go on a baguette, in a panini, in a roll, anything like that. So having wraps, I think, is fantastic for a lunch idea. They're easy to eat. And depending on the filling, because I know that, like, if you're in an office, you may not want a lot of fragrance with your food, especially for the people around. But having it cold, lovely. Really, really lovely. But it's easy to eat and they can be really, really filling. And popping that wrap or a sandwich with a salad could be so nice, just rounding it all off. So let's now have a little look at salads. Honestly, where do you go with salads? Salads could be hot, they could be cold. But again, so many different ideas for salads. You can have a no-cook salad. So something like even just getting a bag of salad as your base, and then layering that with your protein, maybe some chicken, some fish, some beans or lentils would be really lovely. Avocados, Even pop a bit of fruit in, and I know fruit is a bit controversial in salads, but that could be really nice. Maybe a bit of fish as well, you know, a bit of tuna. So you can build that salad up from absolutely anything that you like. But a few ideas that I've got for you in regards to salads is making a mackerel, courgette, and beetroot. Beautiful combination. That is assuming you like mackerel, courgettes, and beetroots. I absolutely love mackerel, tinned mackerel, or if you buy it, you know, you can get it in that packet, like in the fridge chill counter. Absolutely delicious. Oh, Sarah, hello, my lovely. Great to have you with me. Do you love fruit in salads, apples and grapes? Me too. I absolutely love them in salads. It just adds a lovely flavour, texture, crunch. Love it. But I know not everybody does. Not everybody does. But I'm glad you do, my lovely, and great to have you with me. Things like pea and bacon. So that's a lovely combination. You've got the saltiness of that bacon with and also sort of like the blandness of that colour, but with the brightness of that green pea as well, is beautiful. I know not everybody likes chickpeas, but I love a chickpea. A chickpea salad is gorgeous. How about a feta and bulgur wheat salad? I've had bulgur wheat once or twice before, and it's very grainy, a bit like quinoa. So that would be a really nice alternative too. Something that I have made that I can highly recommend is a turkey taco salad. But I swapped out the turkey for beef mince. But you could use anything like turkey mince, beef mince, chicken mince, lamb mince, pork mince, anything like that. And it's kind of like that take on the poke bowl. So you've got a big bowl, or if you're taking it to work, popping it in a great big container, and you've got your mince that you've cooked down. You know, you season it well, you cook it down, and you layer in that with some avocados, maybe some peppers, tomatoes, and maybe sitting it all on a bed of lettuce or even a bed of rice or pasta would be delicious. And then getting a wrap, brushing the wrap with a little bit of oil, maybe popping that in the air fryer or the oven, letting it go crispy, and then chopping that up, and then popping that on the side, and then drizzling that with a lovely sauce. That would be a really lovely lunch. Filling, nutritious. You've got the colour, you've got the variety, you've got the crunch and the texture. But it's also going to be, if you're following the Weight Watchers plan, that's going to be quite low in points too. But it's going to pack a punch with that nutrition, especially if you put that avocado in there. So that's a really, really nice one. You know, you can even just go for a basic salad, such as like a Creole tomato salad. And in the summer, you're going to get those great big beef eater, those great big beef eater tomatoes, slicing those up, having that with some feta cheese, maybe sprinkling a bit of mint on that as well, popping some boiled eggs into that, and then drizzling that with a little bit of olive oil or balsamic vinegar. You are going to get the most delicious salad. But it's going to be full of flavour, but also protein as well. You might even want to throw in a bit of tuna fish or salmon or mackerel, or even some chicken. Yeah. So salad doesn't have to be boring. We think of salad. Well, I used to think of salad as like just really dull, really boring. It doesn't have to be. You could really pimp up a salad and make it into a really, really good meal. Oh my goodness, there's just so many styles of salads. You know, you add some pasta in there, add some spaghetti in there. That's going to give you that extra carbs that is going to be filling as well. Add some prawns if you like that. Again, and drizzle that with a squeeze of lemon. delicious. So a lovely salad, right, however heavy. So with salads, you can have a salad that becomes a meal in itself, or you can have something light on the side that's going to accompany that wrap that we just spoke about, the wrap or the sandwich. And again, you know, you could make that so nutritious, so filling, but again, low in points if you want to keep those points or those calories low. So that's pasta. I'm just working off my list, guys. So if you see me looking down, I'm working off my list because these days I can't remember everything. So I do have to write things down. So I'll tick off me the wraps and the salads. Oh, and the other thing, that's why I write things down, because I almost forgot this really important point on the salads. With salads, there's how you present a salad for yourself or your family can make a massive difference. So you could create a salad just in a regular bowl. Good, great, fantastic. Pop it in a plastic container if it's going to be transportable, if you're taking it to work. Brilliant, fantastic. However, how about putting it in a jar? How about putting the salad in a jar? That can make that salad now gone from something just regular to something really exciting. Put it in a jar and layering it. So I've done this before. Last year I did it when I was doing it for my day job. And what I did, I popped my sauces on the bottom, like my vinaigrette, the balsamic vinegar on the bottom. And then I put the bottom of the jar, that is. Then I put like sweet corn on top of that. And then like a layer of chickpeas, for example, popped on that. And then things like my chicken or my protein, whatever that was going to be next. And then like my my lettuce or my spinach. And then just drizzled it off with a little bit of carrot. And what you then get is something really exciting. You get in that colour running through that jar. And then you can either just dip in and eat it like that, or give it all a bit of a shake when you're ready, so all of that oil distributes. Or what you could do is tip it upside down and put it in a plate. Now you're going to get all of that color, all that flavor infusing through it. And if you do that, don't forget to season it, guys. So creating that salad jar, beautiful. And now you can even get, well, do you know what? The food goes in fashions and there's trends, aren't there? So now there's this whole trend about the noodle jars as well. So a bit like the salad jars, but it's got noodles in. So you can make up a pack of noodles, even if it's something like, you can get those fairly inexpensive noodles that you can buy, that you put hot water on. Yeah. So you can get a pack of those, pop them in your jar, or maybe you could get some crispy noodles from your supermarket, pop those in your jar. And then, or even if you can't get that, so even something like spaghetti would work really well. Popping those into your jar and layering it again with your protein, some salad, some beans, some dressing. Give it all a good shake and take it with you. Don't forget your forks. Don't forget. I often say take things with you, and always forget to say take your cutlery. And then when you're ready, you just tapping into that. Absolutely delicious. Those are so popular now, is noodle salad jars. So yeah, your salad jars are great. Cooking your noodles first, yeah. So you can depends what type of noodles you get, Sarah. Yeah, depends what. Yeah, you wouldn't remember it all. Indeed, I always say, do things and forget. But you know what? I did? I bought my son and my daughter-in-law a set of cutlery for the children, for my grandson, the youngest one, and I said, keep one set at home and keep one set in the car, so that whenever they go out, they've always got a little set of cutlery for him. And I keep thinking to myself, do you know what? I need to do that for myself, so because sometimes if I'm going out, I've got an appointment, I'll take me lunch with me, but I forget to take my cutlery. So keeping a set in the car is always a good tip. So yeah, depending what noodles you get. So if you're getting those, the dried noodles, so you can pick them up for about 50p in some supermarkets. They're dried. You get that little sachet and you pour the boiling hot water on and you stir it all together. Those ones, definitely cook them. Yeah, but you can pick some up that are already cooked and they're fresh. So those ones can just go straight in your car, in the car, into your jar, because you can eat them. Do double check that you can eat them as they are. Others you may need to cook, and obviously if you're going to use spaghetti, obviously you're going to cook that. But then pop them in your jar and then just layer it, and it's so pretty when you layer it with different ingredients. And for me, I just think food has got to be pretty. Food has got to look good, because then it's enticing. I want to eat it when it looks good. So having that noodle, stacking things up can be a fabulous idea. Yeah, they do cooked noodles. Yeah, they do cooked ones. I know in my local Tesco's they do cooked ones, usually in the section where I suppose every Tesco's is laid out different, but usually in the fruit and veggie section they do have noodles that are pre-cooked, so you could just stir them into, if you're doing a stir fry, you could just stir them in. But yeah, they do pre-cooked ones. So having those salad jars and salads are a great option. And as I say, it works really well if you're starting with that base of your sandwich or your wrap. And that's going to bring me on to the poke bowl. Yeah. I'm glad that sounds good to you, Sarah. Really pleased. I'm going to come on to the poke bowl. Some people call them Buddha bowls. And here's a little interesting tip for you. At Weight Watchers, they used to be called Buddha bowls. And they used to be done as part of the cooking demos. And then the management decided we're not going to call them Buddha bowls anymore. We had to change the name of them, because when we think of a Buddha is typically very round, very rounded, with folds of fat, and they're not the healthiest looking images. And there was and I think this had come from some of the members had made comments about it and saying that we shouldn't be using or referring to things like Buddha in relation to food, because of that image of we're trying to promote healthy eating and healthy lifestyle, but yet you have in the app there was this the terminology of a Buddha, and Buddha's not being the healthiest looking image. I know sometimes it just gets a bit politically skewed, so they changed them. So we started using the term variety bowls rather than Buddha bowls, and also because the Buddha bowl was rounded as well. I know we had lots of discussions about that. So they changed it to variety bowls, but now in our social consciousness, you don't hear so much like on Instagram about Buddha bowls. What you're hearing now is poke bowls. So it just makes me wonder whether that whole thinking Weight Watchers was onto something with that whole thinking, because you don't hear so much about Buddha bowls. It's now poke bowls or variety bowls, and the poke bowls is very similar. So Sarah, Lorna, hello Lorna, great to have you with me today. So the Singapore spicy noodles are pre-cooked and available in the veg aisle in Tesco's, and they're delicious. Brilliant. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, I knew that they do have, you know, pre-cooked ones that are ready to eat. So thank you for popping that in, Lorna. So yeah, so poke bowls are in our social consciousness now, and you could type in poke bowl on Instagram, on Pinterest, on the internet, and up will come lots and lots of ideas. And essentially what it is, it's a bowl, but you could also, if you're transporting it and not having it at work, you just pop it in a container. And the idea is that you usually have a base. So the base could be like lettuce, it could be rice, it could be quinoa or bulgur wheat, it could be pasta or spaghetti or noodles. I did one the other day, guys, and the base was cottage cheese. It was cottage cheese. And you know what? When I followed the recipe, it reminded me of just how much I like cottage cheese. And I hadn't had it for ages. But the key for me, the key with cottage cheese is it has to be well seasoned. I can't just flip back the lid and tuck in and eat it. Oh, no, sorry. It has to be salted. It has to have pepper. It's got to have a bit of chili, or even a squeeze of lemon juice or lime juice. It has to have flavour. I can't just eat it straight like that. So when I seasoned it and I laid it at the bottom of my bowl, and then I created that variety on the top, and I had a little bit of, what did I have? I had some avocados that were sliced up, some eggs that I'd sliced up and popped on the top. What else did I put? Oh, I can't quite remember what I put, but you could put anything, some lettuce, maybe some tuna fish, some chicken. You could put beans or lentils, anything like that you want, and just layer it on the top. And yeah, poke bowls. I know the names that we have for things. I know. Poke bowls. It reminds me of Pokemon, you know, from China, the Pokemon. So yeah, who knows where that came from, but yeah, so you have this, and it might be even pronounced differently. I'm saying poke, it might be poke or poke or pokey, who knows, but yeah, it's spelled Poke. So that's how you would create that. And again, fantastic for layering up with that variety, fantastic for transporting things, you know, if you go into work or you're in an office and you want that nutrition, something really fulfilling. And it can be really, really inexpensive too, because you can use what you've got. So Lorna, you've never considered seasoning cottage cheese? Yeah. For me, it's an absolute must. Absolute must. I put salt, pepper, a little bit of chili powder or chili flakes, and a squeeze of lemon or lemon juice. The flavors just really ping out. And back in the day, I used to always have it with Ryvita, and I used to use it like I use Philadelphia. So I'd like spread it on my Ryvita, and then top it with maybe some protein, maybe some eggs, some herbs, or some cucumber, or a bit of salmon, something like that. And it's a beautiful, beautiful snack. Beautiful snack, yeah. So, those poke bowls, brilliant for. It's great if you've got leftovers as well. So if you've got anything from dinner tonight, if you ever use lazy chili, you bought some today. Oh, brilliant, Sarah. I have used lazy chili, lazy garlic, and lazy ginger. I have used those in the past, and they're brilliant. They're absolutely brilliant. And what I like about them is because they're already prepped, saves so much time, and they're in that brine, that liquid, so again it's gonna last a long time. Last a long time. Personally, I found the garlic was a bit hard. It was a bit hard for me. Yeah, and I don't know what it was. I don't know. Maybe I hadn't cooked it enough, but I just found it a bit hard. Because when I use garlic, I like to really crush it. Um, yeah, so I wasn't too keen on that, but the chili was absolutely fine. Ginger was fine. I like the paste as well, but if you're using like those paste ginger garlic, do double check the points, because sometimes they use oil as a preservative, and also to help it, in the tube. So sometimes they can use, so do check the points value on those, especially if you're using like a teaspoon or tablespoon. Do check the points on that. And but well, you know me, I love me fresh stuff. I do love my fresh stuff. I also use frozen garlic ginger as well. Yeah, I use those. But do you know what? Go for it, Sarah. Go for it. What are you going to use your lazy chili on? Yeah. But I think things on anything like that that saves you time, is going to save you money, and is convenient, is wonderful, because it means that you're going to cook with it. You're going to experience different flavors. It can help you, to bring excitement to your food. So I love that. Love that. So I'm just having a sip out of me little Miss Naughty mug. Here comes trouble. Yeah, you love your fresh chilies, but thought it'd be handy. Yeah, that's why I always have fresh ginger and fresh garlic in the fridge. Well, I say fresh, frozen ginger, frozen garlic in the freezer, because there's times where I just haven't got the time, to be chopping it up and all of that, or sometimes you run out. So always brilliant to have that there. Oh, you're going to make a spicy, creamy tomato pasta. Oh, sounds delicious, Sarah. Sounds absolutely lovely. Yeah, go for it. So yeah, so we've talked about the wraps and sandwiches, salad jars and salads, and also poke bowls. So great for lunches. You can make them filling and nutritious, but also they're fantastic to transport. So if you're going out for the day, you've got appointments, or going to work. Other things are soups. I love a soup. And well, where do you start with soup? Some of my best soups ever is looking in the bottom of the freezer, looking in the bottom of the fridge, seeing what I've got, chucking it all in my soup maker, putting a stock cube with it, and whizzing it up. That has been some of my best soups ever. Just my leftover soups. Great way to use things up. I did recently, I had a roast dinner. The roast chicken with some veggies. It was leftover. I put it, and there was even potatoes in there. And I just slung it all in the soup maker with some water, a stock cube, some herbs and spices, blitzed it up. Oh my days. I think that was the best soup I've ever had in my life. It was just absolutely delicious. It was because it had chicken. It had about half a chicken breast left that went in there. It was thick. It was creamy. Oh my days. It was absolutely delicious. So yeah, soups like that, brilliant. And it, again, if you're transporting things, you're taking it out for the day, taking it to work, either having it in a flask that is going to keep it hot, brilliant, or even just taking it in and there's a brand called Systemic, and they do these soup mugs. And I know Lidl used to stock them. I don't know if they do, but you can get them from places like Amazon. It's called Systemic, SYSTEMIC, Systemic. And it's like a mug. It's like a soup mug. It's plastic. It's got a handle, but it's also got a lid. And the key thing with this lid is you could pop that container in the microwave, open the lid to let the steam out, and you can warm your soup up in that. Brilliant if you're taking it to like somewhere where they've got a microwave and you can warm that up. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, Lorna, soups are your favorite. Yeah. Oh, the soup maker, 4 portions. Yes. I do. Do you know what? I'm actually on my second soup maker because I used my first one so much it gave up the ghost. So I'm actually on my second one. But they do last for years. I've had my soup maker for years. They are brilliant. Yeah, a good 4 portions you can get out. It's just so easy, so quick. But soups are fantastic. You could make, so my chicken, my leftover chicken dinner wasn't a 0 pointed soup. It was absolutely beautiful though. But you can make as much 0 pointed soup as you want. And I use things like butternut squash, carrots. When I'm doing my soup in my soup maker, I don't even follow a recipe. I literally just bung whatever veggies I've got, stock cube, water, and I know every time it's going to come out. I always put like some herbs, salt and pepper, some seasoning, all-purpose seasoning, maybe a little bit of, depending what flavors it is. So if I'm doing carrot, then I might put a little pinch of ginger in there. A lot of things I put garlic in there as well, and just get different flavors. And at the moment, I have got maybe about 15 packs of soup sitting in my freezer right now. I've always got soup, always. I just think they're brilliant for lunch. And then with that, have your bread, nice bit of soda bread is delicious with that. And especially if your soups are 0 pointed or low in calories. I know not everybody who follows me and watches is following Weight Watchers, but if it's low in calories, then you could go a little bit more extravagant with your bread. Maybe having a lovely slice of soda bread with some butter on there, maybe a bit of cheese with that. Or I love some crackers, Rivita with that. Or even a sandwich with your soup. Brilliant. Or as we talked about earlier, having a wrap. Or Lorna, you've made a spicy mixed bean and veg. Oh, love that. I love that. Do you know what? The sound of the spice, just spicy mixed bean, warms my heart. I love that. It's simple, it's quick, it's easy. I'm sure it's going to be filling and super tasty as well. So brilliant. Love that. So having soup is a great way to keep nourished, keep full, keep satisfied, and it's going to be nutritious. And the great thing with soup is the reason I have so many packs of soup is not only would I have it for like my second meal, but sometimes if I'm a little bit hungrier, I will just warm up some soup and have some. So just as an extra snack throughout the day, it's just warming and filling. And I have soup all year round. I have more in the winter and when it's cold, but I have my soup all year round. I just love my soup. So again, lots of different soups. And if you're looking on the Weight Watchers app, there are just so many soup ideas on the app. I've made a few of them. And one of my favorite soups on the Weight Watchers app is the spiced courgette soup. Oh my days. I love that soup. That is probably my favorite soup following the recipe. It's got courgettes, but the flavor comes from the curry powder. It's delicious. Absolutely delicious. So love that. Also on the Weight Watchers app, you've got things like the roast butternut squash, delicious. How about a West African peanut soup? Yeah, it's got peanuts in, it's got sweet potato. So again, if you want something extra special, really decadent, delicious. And it's yeah, I mean, it's 8 points, so it's not low in points for a soup. It's 8 points, but the flavors on that is delicious, absolutely delicious. You've got a super easy chicken noodle soup. Yeah. Oh, you love courgette but never had it in a soup? Sarah, give it a try. Check out that recipe on the app. It is, oh my days, it's delicious. It's it's one of my favorites. If you like that Indian style, how about the Kerala chicken curry soup? Oh my days, absolutely delicious. Again, it's quite pointy. It's 9 points. So, you know, having that as a main meal or as a main dish for lunch, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. How about turmeric? And you know me, I love things like turmeric because of the health properties in that. How about turmeric and coconut chicken soup? Just so delicious. I know at the moment, I know that kimchi is like, it's all over the place. It's so popular just out in the general world. Kimchi and sauerkraut. And how about a tofu and kimchi soup? 3 points. There's the pea, leek, and mint soup. The Indian style sausage and kale soup. Oh, you love the turmeric coconut chicken noodle soup. Oh, I'm so glad you do. I'm so glad you do. Absolutely delicious. Oh, goodness, there's parsnip, apple, and butternut squash soup. That's only 2 points per portion. Pumpkin soup. Pumpkin soup. I grew up on pumpkins. You know, my dad had an allotment and he used to grow pumpkins. And pumpkins is, as part of Caribbean Saturday soup, you can't make that without pumpkin. So I love that. Absolutely love that. Even like going for something like a Greek style lemon and chicken soup, 3 points. So many delicious ideas on the app. Butternut apple and ginger soup, only 1 point. 1 point. So yeah, so many really delicious soup ideas. But even if you just want to keep it basic, just like a tomato soup, just making a tomato and basil soup is delicious. But if all else fails, even, hello Valenska, hi my lovely, great to have you with us today. You have to try some of these. Yeah, the Saturday soup. Yeah, Saturday soup in Caribbean cooking, as you know, we've got to have the pumpkin, all of those things. Oh, so good. Yeah, so good. But some of these are absolutely delicious soups. But guys, you know, here's another one. If you like that spiced courgette, is the curried parsnip and carrot soup. Yeah, delicious. So many fantastic ideas. But guys, remember, I've got another one for you, the hearty lentil and tomato soup. 1 point. That is going to be so hearty, so filling, and so nutritious. But guys, remember, if all else fails, just a tin of soup. Even if you haven't got the time to make it and prep it, just a tin of soup will work. And I mean, I love Heinz tomato soup. I love that soup. Love that. I also love the bachelor's cuppa soup. I've always got the leek and potato cuppa soup in the cupboard because there's times that I'm just a bit lazy. I don't want to cook, but I want something hearty and warming. And I want, like, you know, something that's going to fill me as well. I'll just mix up, you know, boil the kettle, pop a packet soup in the cup, give it a stir, job done. You know, again, perfect if you're taking it to an office, you're taking it to work. Easy, and pop that with a wrap or a sandwich or with one of your salads. You've got a really easy, delicious, affordable and low pointed lunch as well. Although those packet soups, it can be about 4 points. Yeah. But even a tin of soup as well, 4 to 6 points. you know, but they're great. They're great, convenient. So far we've talked about wraps and sandwiches, we've talked about salad jars and salads, we've talked about soups, we've talked about poke bowls. Two other areas I want to talk about is the humble jacket. The jacket potato is a great way to have a really warming and hearty lunch. And, you know, with jacket potatoes, you could have something like a standard white jacket or something like a sweet potato. Also make an absolutely fantastic jacket potato too. So many ideas. I love doing something like a mixed bean chili, and if you're following the Weight Watchers plan or you're counting calories, that's going to be really low. It's going to be really, I think a mixed bean chili is a 1 point, 0 point if you're following Weight Watchers. It's going to be pretty low if you're following any other plan or counting calories. But making up a big batch of that and having that on a jacket potato, super hearty, super filling. The only thing with that is it's high in carbs. So if you're like me, you might need a kip afterwards because all of that carb from the potato and all those beans can just like tip me horizontal. But if that doesn't happen to you, it's a brilliant way of having a really affordable but hearty and warming lunch. You could also do like something like a vegetable curry on a jacket potato. So again, if you've made a veggie curry the night before, have some as a leftover. Keep some as a leftover for your jacket potato. That can work really, really well. Other things for a jacket potato is things like a cheese and leek. So if you've got like leeks are coming into season now, chopping them up, cooking them down, stirring in whatever cheese you've got, maybe a bit of Stilton, maybe a bit of cheddar, that would be absolutely lovely over a jacket. I tell you something that I did with a jacket once for my day job was I cooked my jacket potato. I opened it up, scooped out the center, and then I cracked an egg straight into the center and then put that jacket into the oven. It'll work well in the air fryer too, and baked the egg in the potato. A point of difference, but it was really, really nice. Really nice. That's something I still like to do every now and again. But also, if you want that jacket potato with the protein, maybe add in like a fried egg on top, or a scrambled egg is really lovely. You could go really simple and just put like a bit of butter on it, or what I love to do is add in some like either Philadelphia cheese or like, you know, the cheese triangles, just mashing one of those in. Absolutely delicious. You could also put maybe some coleslaw if you like coleslaw, and make a fruity coleslaw, pop that into your jacket. Oh, Sarah, you had an omelette with a jacket potato this week. Oh, that sounds really hearty because that omelette's going to be full of protein. So yeah, that sounds fantastic. You could top it with you know, I'm classic. I love tuna mayo on a jacket. Really easy. Or even something like beans and cheese, classic on a jacket. But even if you want that jacket to be like have a vegetarian feel, creamy mushrooms. Oh my days, I love a creamy mushrooms. I haven't made, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a creamy mushroom. I'm not going to be on tomorrow, guys. Just letting you know, heads up. I've got work in the morning, and then I'm having my hair done tomorrow afternoon, and then I'm working again tomorrow night. So the chances of me being on tomorrow is very slim. If I do pop on, it'll probably only be for like 10 or 15 minutes. So just letting you know if you're going to be looking out for me. But I'm going to do maybe next week creamy mushrooms. Oh my days. Oh my days. I love creamy mushrooms. I used to make it all the time. I haven't made it for ages. You know, like when you make something all the time and then you just get sick of it. But I haven't made it probably for about 2 years. Oh, Lorna, let me tell you how I make it, and then I'm going to make it for you. So what I do, I just chop up some onions or slice them up really finely, fry that off in a pan. I don't use oil when I fry, so just dry fry it. And then I add my mushrooms. So it will work absolutely fine with fresh mushrooms, but personally, I love using tinned mushrooms because when the mushrooms have been in that brine in the tin, there's just something about that flavor that I really, really like. So drain it all off, add the mushrooms to the pan, season that really well, and then I add a big dollop of Philadelphia, and I just stir that away. Oh my days. And then I serve that often on like a slice of toast, but that would be beautiful on a jacket potato. Absolutely delicious. So creamy mushrooms, yeah. Oh, so yeah, I'm definitely going to do the creamy mushrooms. And so you did that with salmon recently. Put yourself off. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. You can have too much of a good thing. You really can have too much of a good thing. Yeah, indeed. So yeah, so creamy mushrooms on top of a jacket. You could even do like a fish pie, potato skins. So you could scoop out the potato out of the jacket skins, mix it with maybe some tuna fish or a bit of salmon or some chopped up chicken or what do you call it, when you know what I'm trying to say, I'm doing all the movements, you know, when you strip it all back, it's gone. But you know, like when you get a chicken and it's really softly cooked and you get a fork and you sort of like the words have gone, I know what I mean. Like you strip it all back, yeah, it'll come to me. And then you mix that all in. So yeah, really finely shredded. That's the shredded. Yeah, you shred your chicken. That's it, Val. That's it. Thank you. Oh, pulled. Yeah, that's it. You pulled it. You shredded. Yeah, and you get that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, guess the food. Oh dear, that's it. Yeah, you get your pulled pork, your shredded pork, yeah, whatever, your chicken, and you shred that. And then, so you scoop out the potato out of the skin. You then pop that in a bowl. The potato, you mash that all up. You get your shredded chicken, or maybe some tuna fish, maybe some prawns, or your pork, or anything like that. You add your protein, or even like a boiled egg, finely chopped. Add that all in. Give it all a bit of stir. Add a bit of Philadelphia in, maybe a bit of cheese, maybe a bit of creme fraiche light if you want to, something like that. Give it all a bit of mix. Season it. Always season your food, guys, and then scoop it back into those skins. Sprinkle a little bit of cheese, grated cheese on the top. Pop it in the air fryer or the oven. Let it all bubble away. Absolutely delightful. It's going to take that standard jacket potato into a really delicious meal. And again, that is something that you could pop into a container once you've made it. Pop it into a container, transport it with you, take it to work, assuming you've got a microwave or an oven, microwave, warm it through. You've got an absolutely delicious lunch. So there's so many things you could do with a jacket potato, either a regular white jacket or a sweet potato jacket. It doesn't have to be boring, you know, make it as really exciting as you want to. And then so far we've looked at wraps and sandwiches. We've looked at salad jars and salads. We've looked at soups. We've looked at the poke bowl. And one other area is pasta. I know pasta is so popular for so many people. It's not a favourite of mine. I don't eat a lot of pasta. If I eat pasta once a year, then I'm doing well. But I know that a lot of you do eat pasta. And pasta is a fantastic food item for lunch. Once it's already cooked, it'll keep in the fridge for a good couple of days. You could freeze your cooked pasta as well. So that just makes it really easy. Oops, sorry. It makes it really easy to use as a ready done ingredient. So once you've got your pasta, and it could be any type of pasta or spaghetti, the world is then your oyster to what to have it with. So you could go like whatever you want, your chicken, tuna, your chicken mayo, your tuna mayo. You could do like a coronation chicken. You could put mince with that, eggs, any type of protein you could add with that. Add in some mixed beans if you want that vegetarian, vegan style. Add in some tofu. And tofu is an interesting one. I tried tofu the other week. And again, my tip for everything is it's got to be seasoned well. Usually, if I don't like a food, it's because it's not been seasoned well. But once it's been seasoned well, and something like tofu, personally, leaving it to marinate overnight so it absorbs the flavor, but with some really strong seasonings makes the difference. Absolutely, really enjoyed it when I really seasoned it well. So that's a nice one to have. But also things like corn. Now, I will just say, I can season corn till the cows come home. It's never going to be my favorite. That's just me personally. I really struggle with corn. But if you do enjoy corn, then again, using it as like the corn chunks or minced corn, season that up, have that in with your pasta. So, Lorna, you struggle to accommodate pasta into your point, so you tend to stay away from it. I hear you, because it can be quite point heavy. But even just making, so if you enjoy pasta, if you have like 60 grams of pasta, which is typical portion, which would be 6 points, maybe even just half in that and making it 3 points, but making the pasta the star of the dish. Make the pasta the star of the show rather than part of the audience. Yeah. So a lot of people will take the pasta, make it part of the audience, and then make, say, like the topping, say like your bolognese, the star of the show. But work it the other way. Make something like your veggies or your mixed beans, or even like your 0-pointed chicken or your 0-pointed fish. Make that the audience, and then the pasta the star of the show. And then what you could do with a small amount of pasta, even like 20 grams of pasta, once it's cooked, is like stir in maybe some Philadelphia or a cheese triangle, or some cheese. Stir it all up, really season that well, fill that, add in some chopped peppers, some chopped tomatoes, and lots of herbs, and then add it on top of whatever else you're going to have. Yeah. So make the pasta the star of the show rather than it be the audience, if that makes sense. Yeah. Because a little, if you season it well, if you really pimp it up, it can go such a long way. Yeah. So pasta can be a really, but I hear you. Things like pasta and your potatoes are now pointed, so it's kind of like, let's be creative with that, yeah, because it can be quite pointy. But if you enjoy it, have it, absolutely have it. Just learn to build it in, find ways to build it in. Oh, I'm glad you like that idea, Sarah. Yeah, yeah. And do you know what? And sometimes I do that with meat that is pointy. Like I love lamb. Oh, I love lamb, but it's so pointy and it's very fatty. So instead of having that lamb dinner, I make the dinner something else, you know, and then maybe the veggies, lots of veggies, a little bit of rice, you know, a bit of plantain, and then really cook that one piece of lamb, that lamb chop, really well, season it, drizzle it over with a lovely, lovely sauce. So now that little piece becomes the centerpiece on the plate. And then I really look forward to tucking into that because it's the main thing on the plate. So yeah. I'm glad it's a different way of looking at it. Yeah. It's kind of like, you know what? And somebody said this to me on one of the Weight Watchers workshops, that they love the the Lindt chocolate balls. Yeah, you know, you can get those different flavors, hazelnut and dark chocolate and sort of all of that. And they're about 5 points per piece. And I know this person was saying, and I know as a fact, that they are so delicious. I can eat 2 or 3 of them without it even registering. And I heard on the Weight Watchers workshop that what this person does is she makes that one Lindt ball the star of the show. And that one Lindt ball becomes an experience. And what they do is they sit down with a nice cup of tea and one Lindt ball. And that Lindt ball is now the experience. They've looked forward to it. They're now sitting down somewhere really comfy, no distractions, nice cup of tea. They slowly unwrap this Lindt ball and it takes them 20 minutes. That whole experience takes them 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So I thought that is so interesting, because with foods that we like, say like with the pasta, it's easy to want more of that. But if we create that pasta or that lamb or whatever it is, the chocolate, and we make it the main star of the show, we make that the experience, and we take our time with it, and we're really slow and deliberate with it. It's amazing how it goes back to that whole mindful eating, how much we can really enjoy that and the difference it can make. So yeah, just a little thought. So when I heard that, I thought, I like that. I absolutely really like that. So having that pasta is a great option. And of course, finally, leftovers. Any leftover from the night before is a great way of having something for lunch the next day, especially if you're busy. You know, if you've got leftover lunch, leftover dinner, leftover meals. Sometimes, you know, if we go out for dinner or for lunch, I'll put some of it in me. I ask for like a takeout box. I'll take that, and then I'll have that the next day, maybe for my second meal, slice that up really nicely. I did that the other day. We went to the Harvester and I ordered a rotisserie chicken. Oh my days, that rotisserie chicken in the Harvester was Oh my days, it was so, God. You got the way I talk about food. Sometimes I feel a bit embarrassed the way I talk about food because I'm like thinking about it and I'm absolutely drooling. But this rotisserie chicken was the business. It was just so tender. It was just falling off the bone. It was just delicious, and it tasted beautifully. Actually, I'm dribbling as I'm talking about it, and I'm thinking maybe I need to, after this live, I just feel like nipping up to the harvester and ordering one and bringing it home again. Oh my goodness, absolutely delicious. But it was literally half a chicken cut down the middle, literally half of it. It was just too much for me, so I took half of it home, and again got home, sliced it up, shredded it, and I was like, right, that's lunch for the next day. Yeah, so you know, it's a great way of saving money, saving time as well, looking at those leftovers. If you're cooking for yourself or the family one day, maybe make a little bit extra and then use that the next day for lunch. And depending what it is, maybe separate some out. So if you're doing a bolognese, maybe save some of that mince so that you could put on a jacket potato. If you're doing like a roast chicken, maybe saving half a chicken breast so you could chop that up, shred that, pop that in a wrap. Maybe put some with your pasta or include it in your poke bowl. So sometimes it's just being a little bit smart and just thinking ahead of the type of meals, the lunches that you can have throughout the week, and just building and just making a little bit extra for that. Oh yeah, it is good to love food. Yeah, I absolutely love food. Absolutely love it. And what I've learned on my journey is that I can have an absolute love of food, but be in control of my food. Whereas before I started Weight Watchers, food was 100% in control of me. When I started my journey back in January 2019, as food was very much in control of me. I'm not going to lie, I had no control over food. It was something I had to learn over time. I had to learn to control food and develop a better relationship with food. I had to learn that, do you know what? I can enjoy, like the other night, I will be honest. My cat was sick. Some of you know my poor kitty cat, Bobby, has been really poorly. Had to take her to the vets, was there for hours at the vets with her. They still don't know what's wrong with her. I got back, I felt so low. I had food out that I'd set out for me for the day. I was like, not having that. Passing the chippy on the way home. I'm pulling in there, pulling in the chippy, and bought my favourite, which was steak and kidney pie. Now, at one point, I would have ordered a large bag of chips, a steak and kidney pie, curry sauce, and a ginger beer or two, and maybe even a mini fish as well. That would have been me, hands down, if I was feeling really low. Oh, thank you, Val. Thank you. She's really unwell. Yeah, but she's looking a bit brighter today, and she has been out today. So yeah, she's on the mend, I think. Yeah, but it was really worrying. She's been with me 18 years. 18 years she's been with me. So it was heartbreaking. But that back then, that was my relationship with food. My emotions were low, it would all gone to the wind. But now, over time, and this did not happen overnight, guys. It did not happen. It's taken a long time, and I'm still working on it. I'm still a work in progress. But it's taken me a long time to learn that. Yeah, Sarah. Yeah, you love that. I've noticed my changes in the chippy. Absolutely, absolutely. And I was like, do you know what? I'm going to go in, I'm going to have a steak and kidney pie. And I did have a small chips as well. And I got home and I absolutely savoured that pie. Savoured it. And the chips. And it was a small portion of chips, a mini, you know, you can get like the mini chips. And I literally only ate about a third of those chips. The rest went in the bin. But I absolutely savoured that pie. Whereas before, all of that food would have gone down. The drinks would have gone down. I'd have been searching for crisps and chocolates and biscuits. And I would have sat there absolutely bloated, couldn't move, felt sick. But those days I had to work on. It didn't come overnight, guys. It didn't come overnight. Yeah, I did really enjoy it, and it was absolutely worth it. Yeah, absolutely. 14 points. 14 points for that pie. I know that because I've had it so many times. I know how many points it is. But I've had to work on that relationship, which is about how can I enjoy the foods that I love without losing control. And over time, for me, it was completely about the mindset, being in that right place and thinking, I'm not going to deprive myself. I am going to have something from the chippy. I'm going to have one meal, the pie and chips. I'm going to have that rather than having 5 other things. Yeah. So finding that compromise, finding that balance, going home, sitting down and really savoring that and enjoying it and eating it really, really, really slowly, and savoring and really tasting that pie. And do you know what? And when I did that the other day, I never noticed this before. And I realized just how peppery that steak and kidney pie was. I'd never noticed it before because I'd wolf it down. It'd be gone in like 5 minutes. Oh, you was thinking that it's been ages since you've had steak and kidney pie and chips, Horatio. Great to have you with me today, Horatio. Yeah, have it. But you know what? I ate it so slowly, I actually noticed the flavors. I noticed that there is a peppery flavor. They used a lot of pepper in that steak and kidney pie. And then I thought, of course, steak goes brilliantly with a pepper sauce. It's a classic. In all the years I've been eating, well, I should say guzzling my steak and kidney pie, I'd never noticed the flavour. Never. Not once until the other night. And I also noticed the texture of the meat as well. And it was really soft. It was really delicious. And it was an experience for me. But that's how I have worked to develop that relationship with food. Eating it really slowly, really mindfully, noticing the flavors, noticing the textures, noticing the smells of it. And that's how I've learned to still be an absolute foodie. I love food. I love flavors. I love textures. I love different combinations. But I am still a work in progress in learning to manage those portions and to eat really slowly, and to really savor it. And that keeps me in control. Oh, thank you, Sarah. So guys, yeah, so that's where I'm at on my journey with food. And I never thought I could love food and lose weight. I always felt it had to be one or the other. because I didn't know. It wasn't even that I couldn't be in control. I didn't know that I could be in control. And next step was I didn't know how to be in control. But it's a work in progress. And I've just told you that story about the Lindt chocolate balls and somebody savouring it. Well, my friend, I've got this friend, and every time they come and say, which is really lovely, I'm not complaining, but every time they come and say me, usually when we've had a disagreement and a falling out, they come and they bring me chocolates. So the other day we had a falling out, and well, it was more like I threw me dummy out of the pram, to be honest. And they came and they bought me 2 packs of Lindt chocolate bars. Now, apparently, it's not just the balls you can get, it's like the bars. And they bought me 2 of those, the hazelnut one and the white chocolate one. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, why? I've still got chocolate in the fridge from Christmas. Yeah. So they bought me those, but I weren't complaining because the thought was really nice. And I had a piece of each, and I really savoured them, and I really enjoyed them. They're in the fridge with the rest of the collection. And then we fell out again. And this is all within a week. We fell out again. And they came 2 days ago with the biggest bar of dairy milk chocolate. You know, the ones that you get, there's about half a foot long. They bought me one of those, sitting in the fridge, haven't even opened it. And then yesterday they bought me a box of Lindt chocolate balls, but the strawberry flavour. Now, I did have those ones because I'd never had the chocolate flavour ones before. Not the strawberry flavour ones. Never had those ones before. And I remembered what I'd heard about this person, just making it a 20-minute experience. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that. So I sat down with my cup of tea, and they'd gone, and I was just like, leave me in peace whilst I savour my chocolate ball. And I did that. Oh my days, it was so nice. And I'd never tasted chocolate like that before. And it was a whole experience, feeling it on my tongue, feeling it melt in my mouth, just really tasting the flavours. I ended up having 2. I'm not going to lie. They were so nice. I ended up having 2. But again, that is me learning to love food. And 2 was my maximum. 2-3 years ago, I would have had maybe 4 or 5 in one go and have finished the box in 2 days. That would have been me. And all of that other chocolate would have been non-existent. It wouldn't even be there. I've got so much chocolate sitting in my fridge. Doesn't even tempt me. But then, yeah, do you know what? I do need to have a word with them. And I have had a word with them. But you know what? That is their way of apologising. Do you know? That's their way, which I appreciate. But at the same time, I'm learning something about me. And I'm learning that I can have chocolates and those sweet treats sitting around the house, and I'm not tempted by them. I'm not tempted. I will actually take a photograph and I'll put it in my Connect group. I'll yeah, I'll put flowers or perfume would be nice, you know. But I will take a photo just to show you, not tempted by them. And that has taught me something about me. It's taught me something about me. It's taught me that I can be around certain foods and I'm not triggered by them. I don't feel that I've got to eat them. And I go into my fridge all the time, several times a day, and I see them. It doesn't bother me. And I look back and I think, you know what? I've come a long way. Because at one point, they would have been gone. They'd have been gone the same day, the next day, within a couple of days. They would have been absolutely gone. But the fact that they're still there, a lot of them unopened, I look back and I think, yeah, Angela, that's a great non-scale victory. I've come a long way, not just in the scales, not just the 115 pounds that I've lost, 8 stone, 2 pounds, not just that, but in my mindset, my taste buds has changed. My desire for certain foods has changed. And I know that on a day where I do want something, I know that I can just have a couple of pieces and I'm good. Yeah. And I'm like that with alcohol too. You know me, I love me rum, I love me whiskey, and I can have it sitting there for ages, not tempted. My only danger is crisps. I can't say I'm like that with crisps. I'm still working on the crisps. But yeah, do you know, I've come a long way. Come a long way. Yeah, Sarah, you can't. I hear you. I hear you. But you know, it's as I said, this has been years of progress. And I'm still working on it. So, you know, just keep working on it. Just keep working on the things that keep tripping you up. And if it trips you up, then that's fine. Just keep moving forward. Val, you like that with the alcohol, but you're a sugar addict. I hear you. We all have something that gets in the way. Some things we're better in control of, and other things, you know, we get in the way. I used to be like that with biscuits. Oh my goodness, I couldn't walk down the biscuit aisle without ending up. I remember the days where I used to go shopping and have like 5, 6, 7 packets of biscuits a week, and they'd all be gone. Can't remember the last time I bought a pack of biscuits now. And in fact, I walked down the biscuit aisle today looking for sweets for my grandkids because I'm going to see them when I finish this. I went down the biscuit aisle looking for the treats for them. Didn't even cross my mind that I should buy myself any, but it's been a work in progress. I had to go from 7 packets to 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 to 2. And then 1 packet, which would last me, I'd let that last me for the longest time. But it took a long time, you know. So yeah, we just keep. Oh yeah, oh my goodness, I'm sorry, Horatio. You're into the Walker's French fries and you're hooked. Yeah, and now, do you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I bought a pack when I was in Tesco's. I went down the sweetie aisle and bought 2 packs of sweets for the grandkids. I also bought a pack of toffees because toffees is my thing. But you know what? This is the first pack of toffees I've had all year. So I was allowing myself that. But then I went into the crisps aisle, and crisps is my thing. And I bought a pack of 24 French fries. I know. And I've already eaten 2 packets today. I know. I'm not perfect, guys. I have the chocolates under control. I have the alcohol under control. I have the biscuits under control. I have the food, a lot of food under control. But the crisps, I'm working on that. I'm working on that. Yeah, it's not too bad. But, you know, when you're having 2 and 3 packets in one sitting, yeah, I need to get control of that. But do you know what? It's going to come. And we all have something, but we're a work in progress. And as long as we recognize that and we're working towards that, then that's great. So Claire, you bought some eclairs today for the first time in a long time. Maybe we've been influenced by, yeah, maybe. But you know what? It's good that we can be honest with each other. And I'm pleased that I can come here and talk to you guys and be absolutely honest. And you know, I haven't done a shopping haul for ages because I'm still working on my £5 a month, clearing down, sorry, £5 a week, using up the food that I have in my fridge, my freezer, and my cupboard. It's going down. So I've not done I have done little food shops, like, you know, I've bought eggs and little bits like that, but nothing really to speak of. but you know, in the past when I've done my hi Kaz, hello my lovely, and Horatio, you've recently bought a bumper pack. I know we need French fries anonymous. We really do. But when, you know, guys, when I do my shopping hauls, I just show you everything. I never go through and think, oh, I can't show them this, I can't. No, I show you everything, because I think if I'm going to show you, I'm going to be honest and I'm going to be real, and I'm going to say, yeah, I have bought the pack of sweets for myself. I have bought the bag of toffees for me. I'm going to be real, you know, because I think there's no point. There's no point unless I'm honest and upfront with you guys. So I'm pleased that you bought the eclairs, Claire. You bought the eclairs, Sarah. I'm Horatio, glad that you said that you know, we need to join our French Fries Anonymous. I'm glad, Val, that you've mentioned that, you know, you're dealing with the alcohol. We all have our thing, but we're working on it. We're a work in progress. Well, guys, there we go. Goodness me, an hour and 35 minutes I've been gasping. No wonder I'm feeling a bit parched. Guys, I hope you found this live of value. We were talking about lunch ideas, and we looked at ideas for wraps and sandwiches, jacket potatoes, pasta, salads and salad jars, soups, poke bowls, and leftovers. So I hope you found that of interest. Feel free to go back and watch it right from the top. I've given lots of ideas, and also lots of ideas from the Weight Watchers app as well that might be of interest to you. So feel free to explore those. But yeah, I hope you found that of interest, because I know that, you know, a lot of people struggle with lunch ideas. So I hope that's of interest. I've done previously one around a breakfast ideas, so feel free to look back and check that one out. Oh, I'm so pleased, Lorna. Thank you so much for being with me today, and I'm glad that you found it such good suggestions. Guys, as I mentioned earlier, I've got a really busy day tomorrow. Which is Sunday, I've got 2 workshops in the morning, then I'm having my hair done, and then I've got I'm back at work doing cooking tomorrow evening. So I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to jump on, but I'm going to try and jump on maybe about 12:30, but it'll only be for about 15-20 minutes. So yeah, and we'll just do, and it's Sunday, so I've got to jump on, because I do the Weight Watchers weekly techniques on a Sunday, so I've got to jump on. So I will be on about 12, maybe 12:15, 12:30, but it's only going to be short, and then I'll be back as normal next week on Monday. Guys, so you're going to watch this from the beginning again. Brilliant. Yeah, do watch it from the beginning. Glad you enjoyed it, Sarah. And guys, if you are not subscribed to my channel, then hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell, so as I upload videos or I go live, you'll be notified. Also, if you're not in my Facebook group, join my Facebook group. It's Time Out with Angela in brackets group. And I've also started a page. It's also called Time Out with Angela. It's a bit confusing. That's because change is afoot, guys. Change is afoot. Say no more. Change is afoot. So come and join me in those, in my group and my page. I'm also on Instagram. So it's Time Out with Angela on Instagram. The other one last thing to say, guys, is if you would love to support me and support this channel, then the best way you can do it is by going back and watching some of my other videos. And I know, Kaz, you have been going back and watching my catalogue of videos. I appreciate you doing that. And I know, Horatio, you always watch my videos as well. I appreciate that. Oh, you're at work, Val, whilst you're listening to this. Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much. So, guys, that is a great way to support me and this channel, is just by, you know, going back and watching another video or another live. If you can like the video as well, just give it a little thumbs up. And if you can leave a comment as well, what that does is the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, recognizes that you've liked it, that you've left a comment on it, and it says, oh, you know, people are liking this, and then it puts it out to other people, and that's how we grow. And we've grown loads, so thank you, thank you. And the other thing you can do for me is to share this video as well, and let people know about this channel. That would really help me. Guys, whatever you are doing this afternoon and for the rest of the weekend, have a lovely, lovely, lovely time. I'm going to go and top up my drink. And then I'm off to spend an hour with my grandkids. I bought them some sweets, so I'm going to take it to them, because you know what will happen. Nanny will be in the sweet cupboard nibbling on their sweets, and she can't have that. So I'm going to go see my grandkids and for an hour, and yeah, and then I'm going to chill out this evening and catch up on my soaps, I think. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Horatio, my lovely. Whatever you're doing, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, my lovelies. Bye.